If there is one solid, consistent piece of advice for everyone in ride sharing, whether driving for Uber or Lyft, it is to carry your defensive tools on you with every passenger on every trip, every single damn time. Mace, something to slice or poke wood, up to and including a firearm. Nevertheless, no matter how armed a driver may be, having the mental fortitude to actually use a defensive tool on another individual is something you must have. What up, folks? Once again, it is your boy Tim with another ride sharing video. Here is a driver in Oklahoma that faced a life-threatening situation from two passengers, had the mental fortitude, but did not have any weapons on him. I want you to listen to this story. Hell of a lot of things we want to talk about, things that you should not do, and things that could get you killed.
He put a knife to my throat and said, if you don't want to die tonight, just do what you're told. And I said, well, I don't have a problem dying. I know where I'm going. Do you know where you're going?
On June 6th, Scott picked up what he thought was a normal couple near Northwest 50th in Portland. But just 2 minutes later, a knife was pressed against his throat.
Told me to pull over, and so I just started going faster. And he started choking me around the neck.
Desperate to grab someone's attention, Scott peeled into the 7-Eleven parking lot and made a run for his life.
Pushed his arms away and got out, and I grabbed my pup and tried to pull her with me, but she pulled back, and I got out. Well, he jumps between the seats into the driver's seat, and I won't let him close the door. I said, give me my pup. Backs out and then throws my pup out the window.
3 days later, the couple carjacked the manager of the Red Rooster at knife point as she was leaving the bar. Police spotted the stolen car and the wild chase began.
The speeds in this pursuit got pretty high.
Officers chased them on Kelly when the suspects lost control and struck this tree. The suspects then drove up this hill into the backyard of this 92-year-old woman's home, crashing into this metal gate, throwing it across the yard before the suspects got out and ran.
Both of them ended up being taken into custody. One of them was bitten by a dog.
35-year-old Jordan Sproul and 18-year-old Mariah Henderson Martinez face a slew of charges. Police say Sproul had been living in Oklahoma on parole after being convicted of manslaughter back in Missouri in 2014.
It just seems like the victims get screwed over. Like they paid me $1.04 for the ride.
I don't have a problem dying. I know where I'm going. Do you know where you're going? What the hell is this? Trips for Jesus? In my humble opinion, don't do that shit. If you have the mental fortitude and you are ready to fight to the death, then just kick that shit off. All of that Arnold Schwarzenegger, Clint Eastwood bravado is not necessary. You don't need to let your assailant know ahead of time that I'm willing to put up a fight. Pick the time when the moment is right and then kick that shit off. But all of this right here, that'll get your shit slit to the white meat. So I personally do not advise all of the bravado. If you're going to kick it off, you bout it, just be bout it. But if you folks feel like that the advice I'm suggesting is bullshit, you know I always invite dissenting opinion. Let your boy know. If you disagree, state it in the comments. But yeah, my humble opinion, let them hold you at knife point or whatever. And when the moment is right, go ahead and strike and go for what you know. All of that language, all of that talk is not necessary. Also, you see in the video, one thing that's kind of humorous is the driver points out he only got paid $1.04. So even while being jacked for his vehicle, which they were successfully able to take his vehicle, he still got ripped off by Uber, I believe it was in this case, because he received $1.04. There's a good chance Uber probably received 3 or 4 times that amount. This is also why I state, and many other veteran drivers state, that there should be a minimum charge. $5. I don't give a damn what happens. If you open up my door, sit in the vehicle, and I slide arrived or the trip is about to begin, and we're in motion, I don't care if you tell me to stop after a few inches. you should be charged $5 minimum. For the simple fact, how far did you have to go to pick that person up? Folks do not understand that or realize that, or in most cases don't give a damn about it at all. But our expenses to deal with passengers begin before they get in the vehicle. We have to travel to get your ass. So if we travel all the way to you, you get in the vehicle and you realize, oh, my husband's coming home, I can't go anywhere, let me back out. We have to incur all of the expenses it took to make your cancellation possible. This is also why I advise drivers, never drive more than the average of your average trip. Never drive more than the distance of your average trip to pick someone up. What I mean by that is, my market, the average trip is about 5 miles. The average trip, somebody getting in your vehicle, they rarely want to go more than 5 miles in my market. So if the average trip is 5 miles, I don't travel more than 5 miles to pick someone up. It makes no sense financially, and it is also usually at a loss to drive 10 or 15 miles to get somebody that's only traveling 2. So whatever the average trip distance is in your market, I would strongly advise do not travel further than that to pick someone up. Maybe you have a difference of opinion in that. Now, obviously, if there's a huge surge going on, or you're in the middle of some type of streak bonus, or there's some kind of earnings guarantee or something that adds on to the base fare of a trip, maybe it can lead to a different decision. But under normal circumstances, it makes absolutely no sense to drive further deadheading than it does loaded with a passenger. So I don't do it. And let me know what you folks think. Nevertheless, in this case, this gentleman was carjacked. Not only did they take his vehicle, but 3 days later they took a second vehicle. You see, this man and woman combo team were finally captured, and the guy happened to be out of jail on parole for manslaughter in 2014. And now here he is on his second carjacking. Talk about a career criminal. It's happened in Oklahoma, state of Oklahoma, so most likely he's going down for the better part of his remaining days on earth. And sounds like he needs to be. You'd already committed an act of manslaughter, so you've already taken one life. And here you are on your second carjacking where you're constantly threatening to take the lives of others. Career criminal, awful individual, needs to be under the jail. So he certainly needs to get as much time as they can muster up. Also, before we end the video, I wanted to talk about pets. Now, I'm no fan of transporting service animals, and folks have emotional support animals. I don't like putting animals in my damn car to begin with. They slobber, they can scratch, they can interfere with you while driving, and you don't make a damn penny more by dealing with them. So I give the advice on every trip that if you can avoid putting an animal in your vehicle, you should do so. Nevertheless, I know that there are animal lovers out there who may disagree, and that's fine. It's your vehicle, you're an independent contractor, make your own damn decision. But the reason I'm bringing up animals is because this driver being carjacked got out of the vehicle, which that should be your number one priority, getting to safety when your life is being threatened. But he's actually back at the vehicle fighting with these armed individuals. They got knives. He has nothing over what he called a pup, which looks like a full-grown German Shepherd or some shit. That dog should be biting the hell out of them. The fact that this dog ain't sitting by doing any damn thing, maybe you need to let them have that piece of shit. But I don't want to go off too much on a tangent because I know there are some pet owners or pet lovers in the comment section, which is what I want to ask you folks. If your life was in danger, where you're dealing with armed assailants and you are unarmed, and you see a way to get to safety, but your pet is still left behind, would you be willing to go back into the line of danger, the line of fire, risking your own life to try to rescue your animal? I just want to find out. I'm not an animal person, so I'm going to state that for me, rescuing a human life is always the most important. I'm not going to sacrifice a human life for a pet. But let me know in your case, because like I stated, there's a hell of a lot of animal lovers in the comment section that may totally disagree with your boy, and I invite that if you do. But if you had a pet in your vehicle, which I didn't know that drivers could even carry pets. I did not know that. I didn't know as a driver you could have a pet in the vehicle with you while you're taking trips. Because although they don't give a damn about how we feel about pets, they do tend to side with the passengers. In fact, in their terms of service, it states clearly that having an allergy for a driver, if you are allergic to pets, that cannot be used as an excuse why you do not take passengers with service animals. So you need to drive down the road crying, sniffing, scratching, and they don't give a damn. If you got an allergy and somebody wants to put a pet in your car, you're supposed to still do that shit. It's up to you if you're crazy enough to do something like that, but just wanted to point that out that Uber and Lyft do not give a damn. However, I don't think it works in the opposite manner. If you have a service animal or a emotional support pet in the vehicle as a driver, I don't believe they force the passengers to deal with your pet, which is why I don't see how this driver was able to have a pet in the vehicle to begin with. So let me know, some of my veteran drivers, do any of you drive with pets in the vehicle while you're out taking trips? That obviously takes up a seat, because they also have a specification on how many passengers you're supposed to be able to put in your vehicle. And if you got a big ass dog like that in the vehicle, that's going to lessen your capacity by at least one person. There's also people who are afraid of dogs, who've had bad experiences with dogs. And then, as I pointed out, allergies and things like that. But let me know, have you heard anything about this where us drivers can have animals in the vehicle while we're taking trips? And last but not least, as I asked before, if your life was in danger from another human threatening to kill you, but you had a clear-cut escape route and had successfully gotten away, but your pet was still in danger, would you go back into the danger zone, putting your life back at risk to rescue your pet? Love to see that in the comments. As always, it's your boy Tim. Subscribe to the damn channel. Click the like button. Catch you in the next video.